Okay, what we did previously was we studied what affects consumer behavior, and starting from there, we looked at what affects consumer behavior in terms of marketing campaigns. Where marketing campaigns affects the consumer decision a lot. If done right and regularly with the right marketing message, they can even persuade consumers to change brand or opt for more expensive alternatives. So what that means is that the marketing campaigns, if it is executed strategically, then it will influence the consumer purchasing behavior. And also we looked at the economic conditions of a country, how it affects the consumer behavior with examples. We saw recent past, we saw how it happens, and also the personal preference, how that affects the consumer behavior. People have different opinions about products, their preferences. And then we looked at group influence, peer pressure also influence consumer behavior. If one of your friends is using a different perfume, you might also get convinced to use the same perfume. And also, we looked at purchasing power, where an economy has a direct relationship with the purchasing power that will affect the consumer behavior. Now, today, my lecture goes as customer behavior segmentation. Now, this is very vital. Customer segmentation and identifying types of buyers have always been important. Now, that personalization and customer experience are factors that determines businesses' success. Effective segmentation is even more important. Right now, we know certain factors affect the consumer behavior, but we need to know how these segments really behave. So we need to segmentize the whole thing and see what kind of behavior consumers will have. Now, when I do the case study with you guys, you'll understand how consumer segmentation take effect. So the first example or a way that we can segment is the benefit sort. A customer segment can be crafted out or segment out by using the benefit sort. What benefits that consumer is looking for? Customer who buys toothpaste can look for 4 different reasons. It can be whitening, sensitive teeth, flavor, or price. When customer research a product or service, their behavior can reveal valuable insights into which benefits, features, values, use cases, or problems are the most motivating factors influencing their purchasing decision. So, what this says is you can segment the consumer market or consumers in a given market through the benefit of a product. That's number one, right? And then number two, occasion or time based. I explain this to you. Occasion and time based behavioral segment refers to both universal and personal occasions. So, what kind of occasions consumers go through? Right now, if you look at, for example, a biscuit portfolio, for example, Mari in Melbourne segment, right? And we have Mari biscuits, chocolate biscuits, lemon puff, nice, ginger nuts. We have loads of biscuits. But if you take these main five, that is Mari, main six, Mari, lemon puff, ginger nuts, chocolate biscuits, then nice, and cream cracker. These six biscuits, right, has 6 different occasions or timings that a consumer will eat. So then we can see in which time base that this product is being consumed. That's another way of looking at it, right? And then usage rate, how many times a consumer use this, right? Product or service usage is another common way to segment the customers by behavior based on the frequency at which customer purchase from or interact with the product or service. How many times he used the product. Now you can see a Lifebuoy using this very strategically. That is, they're asking at least wash your hands 3 times or 4 times a day, whatever the frequency. So meaning they would have found out that the usage rate is low and they are now increasing it. So this is another way of looking at it, usage rate, right? User status, who uses it? There are many different possible user status. You might have depending on your business. It can be non-users, it can be prospects, it can be first-time buyers, regular users, and then defectors, ex-customers who have switched to a competitor. So you can use these segments to convince and convert back or sell more to these people. So user status, is he a non-user? Is he a prospect? Now in insurance, we have a concept called converting a suspect into a prospect. So user status, now he's not active, right? So you can make him active. So you can segment on that basis. And also we have to look at how consumer gets satisfied. Whatever segmentation we do, whatever um, what do you call campaigns you do to convince, but is he satisfied? Now this is something that we need to be aware. So what is how customer satisfaction is comes into effect? Customer satisfaction is most important because it illustrates whether your customer base likes what you're doing. Research shows that high satisfaction lead to greater customer retention, high lifetime values, and stronger brand reputation. Low customer satisfaction scores are important too. Now, if you look at this diagram, we can see customer value can be created through cost, quality, service, social, marketing, and past experiences. Like that's how customer creates value to your product. So then customer satisfaction is all depends on whether customer is really like your service, right? Or your product. The importance, this is a huge subject, customer satisfaction or customer retention. This is called CRM model, or we can have a CXM model, customer experience management. So when the case study is done, you'll be able to know how a customer retention management or relationship management has been implemented. So most of all, the customer satisfaction is a key for customer to come back to your product or your service. Also, there's another vital part, that is impact of technology on consumer behavior. We are always true to our devices, and customers have a higher expectation. Consumers' expectations are at all-time high as a result of influence of technology. With digital pioneers continually raising the bar, your customers compare the experiences of buying from you to your competitors and the experience they receive from Amazon, Netflix, Daraz, Kapruka, or etc. So consumer think, why I should take it from you when he has the same thing and he's coming online and talking to me. So we need to have value created even in online to satisfy the consumer, right? And also, like the definition says, it has to be socially responsible. Ethical marketing has to take place. Ethical marketing is a technique that highlights a company's values like honesty, transparency, responsibility, or adherence to fair trade principles as a promotional strategy. Now, I mean, you need to promote this, like what I showed you, Yahaguneng Idriyata, when I was there in 2003 to 6, the campaign that ran and won the hearts of many in the Sri Lankan context. And we were projecting about human values like sharing, worshipping, then caring of your mom, and caring of others, social ethics, which Sri Lankan values have been engraved or basically taken into. So likewise, a company should take that stance and create that image in the consumer's mind. When we come to brand management will be able to know what is image, but a product or service or an organization has to create that impact in the minds of a consumer with regards to honesty, transparency, responsibility, or adherence to fair trade principles as a promotional strategy. And that's why most of the entities win people's awards, because that is being created. um, if you look at an example of ethical marketing, is fair pricing and advertisements that do not exaggerate the benefits of the promoted product, right? I mean, if you look at most of the advertisements that ethical companies do, like companies like Maliban Biscuits, CBL, Merck, Audi, BMW, including Disney, Starbucks, it's doesn't exaggerate. It's just keep to that focus, right? Unethical marketing practices may include sharing customer information without consent, making untrue claims about the product, or targeting emotionally vulnerable consumers. There are many issues an organization can face if you arouse the consumer in a different way, right? Foster trust in the marketing system, embrace ethical values, honesty, responsibility, fairness, respect, transparency, and citizenship has a greater value creation. A business model based on reckless consumption is not only inefficient, it is also ethically irresponsible. Fairness, integrity, decency, and sustainability, the four pillars of ethical enterprise. So please remember that these are the four pillars of ethical enterprise. If you look at fairness from the point of view of Maliban Biscuits, which is biscuit giant in Sri Lanka, it's there. Integrity, it's there. Decency, it's there. And sustainability. Otherwise, they won't cross their 70 years or 80 years in business. So that's a classic example. Yeah, so with that, I'll switch to the other topic, which I should share with you today. So let me have the second recording and I'll address to you with regards to the business plan.